All right, let's see if we can get this to work here. Welcome to another training, What the Tech training. It is Sarah Michaels here. In this video, I am going to show you how to plan your content calendar for your social media. But before we begin, or before we continue, I should say, if I sound a little funny or I take more drinks and breaks than normal, I am battling. My immune system is getting used to the germs here in this new area because, as you guys know, we moved from Florida up to Wisconsin here, and my kids brought home some germs from the new school, and so my immune system is just, kind of getting used to that and having a little bit of a health expression here. So I've got a sore throat and some of that, and my voice is a little different. So I'm just forewarning you, I'm also a little more out of breath. So if I'm like, that is something we're just going to deal with today. So, okay, here is what you need to have up for, or you just need to have in order to do this exercise to the best of your abilities. That would be the Spark workbook. Okay, so the Spark workbook is really going to help like jog your memory and be able to get you. Okay, so this is the Spark Accelerator Notebook. If you haven't gone through it already, I would recommend doing that because in order for you to even create your content calendar, you have to have a really clear picture of who you're talking to on your social media and what you're talking about and what your offer is. Okay, so because keep in mind, if you have a business, you are going to be using social media as that front end to the funnel and the foundation of your business, which is where, the things actually happen. So whether you're getting people onto your website, whether you're getting someone onto a coaching call, whatever the goal is, social media is that like, it's kind of like if you were to go fishing, that social media is the bait on the end of the hook to get someone in. And the goal of your social media is to be out there attracting, educating, and connecting. That is the goal of your social media, attracting people to your brand, connecting people, right? So you're building a community, you're building those connections, and you're educating them on who you are, what you do, and how you can help them get from where they are to where they want to be. Because those are the questions that everybody has when they come to someone else, they come to someone's Facebook page or they come to Instagram, right? They're looking at like, who are you? What do you do? And how can you help me get from where I am to where I want to be? Typically, if they're coming to a business. So you always want to be sprinkling your content with your story, your experiences. It should be a really good mixture of like education and entertainment. And we're going to get into all that, okay? Because there's actually what magnetizes people to certain individuals and certain brands. There's actually like psychological things that people are looking for when they're looking at your content. So creating what I call here inside of Spark. So really figuring out what your unique content cocktail is, what you're going to talk about, like what services and stuff that you have. That's how you're going to figure out what your signature content cocktail is. Okay, so for example, for me, and you also have to understand how you are personally planning to use social media. Okay, because some people are going to be positioning themselves more as an influencer where they're going to be doing the live videos. They're going to be doing the daily content, the motivation, okay? So you'll see these types of people are more like a Brennan Burchard. Who else is a good example? Shalene Johnson, Sandy Krakowski. Those kinds of people are more like everyday influencers, okay? Then you'll have some types of people, okay? So you have to decide, am I going to be an everyday influencer? Okay, is that what I'm called to? Because each one of you is going to be called to something different. I don't want you to feel like in order to have an effectual social media that you have to be posting every day. Okay, because some people will tell you, oh, you have to post every day. Not necessarily. Posting regularly, you can get away with posting less and like frequency less if you focus on providing more value. So this is really where you're figuring out, because there's no two, I don't care if you go follow someone else's social media calendar, you'll see these like pre-done calendars with this post on this day and this post here. It's like, no, no, no. The reason that that doesn't work is because that is that person's calendar for their particular brand and business. And I believe, and I know that every entrepreneur, everyone is different. So in order to help you the best, I want to guide you to figure out what your own unique blend is, what your signature content cocktail is, what your social media style is. Are you an everyday influencer? Are you going to post less content, but when you do post, it's going to be really high value? Okay, so for example, maybe you're not posting every day, but in that spare time you're working on creating some other kind of content, like a video or a blog post, like an info post. Okay, those are really great. When I say info posts, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so this is all the background into helping you figure out what your content calendar is going to look like, because you're going to have to figure out how much am I going to be posting and what is my posting style. So I hope that this workbook will be able to give you a little bit better of an idea. And at the very end here, you'll notice that I have a blank calendar here, and this is inside of Canva. Okay, so you'll be able to get to the link, and it should take you here so that when you access this, you'll be able to do it. The other thing that you can do is go to Google and type in blank calendar PNG. Okay, blank calendar PNG. This is another thing you can do. And you're going to want to, let's say if you do this one, let's say save image as, I kind of like the way this one looks. So I'm going to put this inside of our business here. I'll put it, no, business. We'll say blank calendar. I will make this available for you inside of the section, by the way, so you don't have to do this. But when you do, if you open up Canva, this is totally optional, but we can go like this. So I'm showing you the tools here that you're going to need, or that I personally use when I am planning out my content. I'm going to go in here and upload that calendar that I just took. So what did I call it? You guys can't tell me because you're watching this recording. Did I? Blank calendar. Here it is. Okay. So now with this blank calendar here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it and stretch it out onto this thing right here. Okay, cool. Looks kind of nice. We'll just go like that. Okay, so once you have this blank calendar thing, what I personally like to do when I'm doing my blank calendar is I will write down, okay, so you have your signature content cocktail, you know how you're going to post and the types of posts. Okay, so you want to be posting content that is relevant to your audience and to the topic you're talking about. Okay, so you have to know what services you're offering too. So that's another thing I want you to write down is the services you're offering, who you're talking to, because you want to speak to like their pain points almost and talk to these particular people when you're on social media, as if you're talking to your ideal clients. And you're going to be sharing a little bit about your story. So you want to plan these posts out. So for example, when I'm going in to plan out my content calendar, I know, and what I will do is I will typically write here in the upper corner, I will write out my goal for the next 3 months. Okay. So my 3-month goal is like my marketing focus. So what am I doing in the next 3 months? So for right now, I have just launched WTT, and my goal is to get to 100 founding members. Okay. Now, if you're aware, I have also just launched a passive income stream, and I'm working with my personal team members. So my other goal for that is to get people into, like, talk about business opportunity weekly. Okay, so I want to do one post at least per week on product education. Now, you can swap out what I'm doing and just kind of take this and make it your own. So maybe one post per week, you want to do something related to your services, or you want to highlight testimonials. Okay, so if you want to do testimonials on Tuesdays from previous clients, you can post testimonials on Tuesdays. If you want to do like, so a sample calendar would be Mondays, talk about who you are, your story in relation to your ideal clients and what services they're going to be looking to you for. Tuesdays, testimonials. Okay. Wednesdays, why you. Okay. Thursdays, direct CTA, which is call to action. This is where you're going to post a direct link to your service, to book a call with you, to do whatever. See, so you want to be selling like 10 to 20% of the time, they say, when you effectively are building value, providing community, and you're focusing on the right things. I've even found that there's no reason that you can't, in nearly every post, put something, some kind of link to something else, to your Instagram, to whatever, to always be putting that invitation there. Okay, so with your social media and that front end, there's always that invitation or the next step, walking this client through your client ascension process, which you've got to have kind of a good idea of what it is that you're offering, what's going to be the initial thing that's going to get them in the door. Like, what is that? What's that irresistible opt-in or offer that you have? So for example, for me, one of my irresistible offers, okay, my irresistible opt-in offer is a $7 trial for 30 days into What the Tech that just launched. My other one is Join My Biz for free for 7 days. Those are the two irresistible opt-in offers that I have. Okay, because I know that once I can get somebody in there, if I can just open that door and have the opportunity to build the connection with them, then I'm going to be able to go further. Like, there's so many people out there right now where they're focusing like 95% of their efforts on their marketing, but their product sucks, or their offer sucks, or they haven't taken the time to really understand their own business, their own brand, that they're just blowing all this money on marketing. And when you do that, if you don't have the right foundation in place, it would be like pouring water into a cup with holes in it. Okay, so I want to teach you how to do the opposite. I want to teach you how to build the right foundation and have everything in place so that when you're spending, these marketing dollars, like pouring water into a cup, that you have a cup that isn't leaking, that you're not throwing money down the drain. That's why I want to teach the foundation first. I want to teach you to have the right foundation so then you can move into the expansion phase, and then the duplication, automation, and all that kind of phase. Okay, so we're working on the foundation right now. So for your sample content calendar, okay, and then Fridays, I like to do something fun, like something fun, funny, like a post a gift, or just like some kind of thing like that. And then if you want to take the weekend off, you can. Some ideas for posts would be a blog post, okay, linking to a blog post or an educational post. Okay, when you're doing blogs as a business owner, your blogs aren't like the just for fun, here's my outfit. The blog posts that you're doing are educational. They are part of the immersion process. Okay, because someone has to be immersed in your brand, getting educated and connected on what it is you do, who you are, building that connection. And that's what's going to take them through going from a random social media follower into a paying client, a raving referrer, a team member, whatever it is. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're doing your blog posts. They are educational. We'll go through how to create an educational blog post. So, ideas for a post, blog post. You could post a poll on your Facebook page. Those are really fun and engaging. I found that my audience goes crazy for polls. They love polls. They love to leave gifts underneath. It's a really good way to ask questions. You can do like an educational infographic or quote posts. Okay, so here's some of these. Okay, so you can see that with my 3-month goal here, these are some of what my goals are. So for example, now, if I'm going to create my content calendar, I'm going to go through and say on Mondays are the days that I'm going to do an educational post, whether it's a blog or a live video. Okay, this is content. This is simply value-based content, because you want to be able to do what they call like the value offer. Like, I don't know who was even talking about that. They're like, it's supposed to be like, value offer. Whatever. I don't know if you've ever seen that. And I can't remember who actually, my brain is like, meh, I don't know. So anyways, okay. So then on Tuesdays are the day where I want to do a sprinkle post. Okay. When I'm talking about sprinkle, I'm doing a biz op and light invitation. Okay. What I mean by that is I'm going to do a post where I just simply state about like my current, whether it's a testimonial or it's my personal results right now with my current business. I'm sharing about that. Okay. You could also do a testimonial, whatever it is. Now, Wednesdays are the days that I do my business opportunity. That is on Wednesday evenings. Okay. So I want to do Biz Op Live. Okay. So that's in the evening. So whatever content that I do, okay, whatever content I'm doing on Wednesday during the day, I want to make sure that they know that Wednesday that night they have an opportunity to join and tune in and see what exactly it is I'm doing for business. Now, in addition to that, I want to make sure that I'm giving away more content here or doing like more trainings. And I was even thinking of doing like a live training on Tuesdays on my page, because I thought that that would be fun. So I'm going to go, so live training on page, and I'm going to figure out what topic I'm going to go train on, but it's going to be on my page, on my Facebook page. Okay. Okay. I'm going to move my BizOp invitation to Wednesday. So Tuesdays, I'm going to do a live training because that's valuable. I'm doing an educational post on Monday. I'm going to do Thursday, I'll do an inspirational type of post. Okay. Now, okay. So what I want you to go through and do is see like, okay, what do I have coming up? When, am I launching something? Am I launching a course on this date? I don't have anything that's like launching in the future. I have ongoing membership. So What the Tech is an ongoing membership where I'm constantly posting trainings and tutorials and stuff to my YouTube channel. But at the sign off of this training on Tuesday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite to WTT, because on Wednesdays, in addition to doing a business opportunity in the evening, I also do my live What the Tech training inside my private community. So that's why the day before on Tuesday, I'm going to give away a small piece of value for whatever topic it is that I'm going to be training on Wednesday in the team, okay? So for example, I will do some kind of training tomorrow on Tuesday, and I will do that on my page. Now, I don't know if I'm going to plan other things. I like to do quote graphics and like kind of inspirational. And I'll put down here the types of posts. Okay, so you want to have like educational. You want to have connection posts, like community posts, okay, like building those connections. You can do like polls, stuff like that. And then you have inspirational, and then entertainment, like the funny videos, etc. Okay, so you can do like a mix of these different types of posts. Okay, so this is what I would do and how I would start. Just if it helps you to visualize your content calendar, I would put it all out on a calendar like this. Okay. One thing that you can do, okay, so when you're doing blog posts or educational posts, these would be your product, your biz op, services, who you are, what you do, how they can hire you. Those are the different types of educational posts. Okay, so polls, asking your audience, those are the different types of connection posts. Okay, so underneath of educational, you have that didn't really help anything. So I hope this is making sense. If you have questions on this, please feel free to let me know. This is something that we can go over live because I will be opening this up for What the Tech on Wednesday. So I'm going to be posting this tomorrow. So I'll be posting the training for Tuesday so that if you have questions, we can go over this live on Wednesday. Okay. So I want you to figure out what your irresistible opt-in or your offer is. What are your services? Okay, what's going to get people in the door? All right. Is it a free resource, free consultation? I will tell you what, if you don't want to spend a lot of time creating creating some kind of like a free resource or a free blah blah blah, I found that the best way is to connect to people is just to get them on a thing with you. Like, hey, do you want to do a free consultation? Do you want to do, and give them really a sample of what you're going to be able to do. That is the most effective way in if you look at what everyone else is doing, everyone else is giving away freebies and this and that. Nothing wrong with that. But if you want to do the opposite, I love building in the opposite direction. Like, I will take a look at what everybody else out there is doing. If they go high, I'm going low. If they're given a resource or they're doing like more hands off, I'm going to go more like high touch and figure out how I can make that personal connection, because that's what helps you stand out and be set apart. Okay, so if you just want to make that personal connection with someone, offer a free 10 to 15 minute consultation. If you have Wix, okay, so if you are inside of the Business Resource Vault, which if you haven't already, you can go into the vault here. I would activate a membership for Wix because the reason that I use Wix, by the way, here's the vault, sarahmichaels.com/vault. The reason that I use Wix is because my Wix website allows me to integrate a calendar online. I can accept payments, I can do my calendar. Like, yes, I use ClickFunnels for my funnels, but as far as my calendar and stuff, this is the best spot for me because I can do it all right here on my website. So if you haven't yet started a Wix website and you're wondering like, okay, how can I get started? Just, create a calendar page with a place for them to book a free consultation with you. So simple. You don't even need anything else on your page. Focus on what's going to get you the highest amount of return and on the fastest path to cash. Okay, so I want you to spend a little bit of time in the next 24 hours really meditating on, okay, who is my ideal client? Who am I talking to? Make sure that you're using the Spark workbook here. That should, give you some good ideas there. Figure out what is your irresistible opt-in or offer. If you're just getting started, if you're a service-based entrepreneur, doing a free consultation is a good idea. Or if there's something really quick that you can put together in like your genius zone, your area of expertise, totally put that together. Canva is an awesome place to be able to put together like some kind of a free resource that showcases your knowledge that would call people at the end of to take the next step. Okay, so even in my Spark workbook here, at the very end, you can see like, hey, by the way, the content in here is great, but maybe you should upgrade, or maybe you should, do you need extra help on this specific topic that you're not finding in a course? You can book a one-on-one session with me for 1 hour and get like personalized training, like fastest way to master it, A to B, get a training with me. So in every one of my pieces of free content, I'm always giving them that next step that's going to walk them through my ascension process, that's going to keep upgrading them. Okay. So if there's something here that's free, when they're walking through that, it should be okay. Maybe it's a course or that first product that you have or whatever. And then that maybe there's your premium, and then maybe there's the best results, the highest price, whatever that is. Maybe it's an hour of your time, whatever it is, that's your highest, most premium offer. That is at the top. Just getting people in the door though. Okay. Okay, so once you have this together here, so I want to see what kind of like content calendars you're coming up with. I want to see what your 3-month goals are. I don't want to know what your year-long goals are, because here's what I'll tell you. 3-month goals are the most effective for doing marketing. Quarterly goals, because those are really easy to set. Like, okay, in 3 months, I want my revenue to be at this. I want to be earning $10,000. Okay, so if you know, hey, your revenue goal is $10,000 in 3 months, that means if your service is your service-based entrepreneur and you've got $2,000 service, that means you've got to get 5 people in there. So that will give you a good idea of how you need to work backwards to plan a social media calendar that aligns with your goals. So I want you to figure out what your 3-month goals are, spend some time in your ideal audience, figuring out the types of content that you want to be posting. Okay, like how are you going to get your message out there? How do you plan on using social media? How can you use social media to convey your expertise and your value? Okay, what types of posts do you want to do? And then just really spend some time getting a good idea for that. Okay, so this is the ideation phase right here. Okay, this whole first part is the ideation phase. Now, when you get into the actual creation of it and you're going like rubber meets the road, there are some tools that you might consider using that can help you with the actual creation. One of those tools is called Trello. Another tool that you may want to use is called Google Keep. Look at me. So Trello, Google Keep, Google Drive, and then I'm going to show you Tailwind. Depending on how you're going to be scheduling your content, okay? Whether you are going to be scheduling content with Instagram. Yes, okay. Okay, so there's a couple different tools. I'm going to put each one of those tools in the list, okay? Sorry, I'm chewing on my cough drop here. Okay, so when we go in and you actually start to, okay, when you go in and you actually start to like organize content, here is where whether you're doing this on your own or whether you are going to be having like a social assistant or something take care of your posts, which is really awesome and helpful. If that's something you'd like to talk about, by the way, we can go over how to hire virtual assistants and team members. Okay. So when you go into business, I'm trying to think what folder I put mine in. Posts. Is this it? Yes. Okay, here it is. This was my sample one. Okay. So when you go into Google Drive, now let's talk about the actual creation of the posts, okay? Because you're going to be able to repurpose your content. Now, one thing that you can do is you can have different topics in here. Okay, so I have created a folder in my Google Drive underneath of my posts called content categories. Okay, content categories. My content categories allow me to be able to separate like different kinds of posts and value-based posts depending on what I'm talking about. So for example, and your content categories are going to depend on your unique content cocktail and the types of different topics that you are going to be talking about. So, for example, if one of the topics that you're going to be talking about is like detoxing, if you're a health and wellness coach, maybe one of the topics that you're going to be talking about is a specific program or a specific course that you have, you're going to want to put all of those posts in a separate folder. Okay, so keeping your content categories organized. The reason that this is helpful now and it will help you in the future is because then you can take and repurpose the content. Okay, so for example, one of the things I might want to talk about is, let's say, marketing. Okay, maybe that's one of my topics. Maybe another one of my topics is join my personal team. Okay, because as you guys know, I have supplemented, I'm building my own personal team. Maybe another topic I want to talk about is like, I can't even tell you, like my brain is like, no. So I want you to figure out the different types of topics that you're going to be talking about. Typically, these categories will be in relation to your services. So maybe you're going to have like course 1 is one of topic that you have. Any post related to that specific course, whatever will be in there. Maybe you'll have like service number 1. Okay. Now, if this is helpful, please feel free to use this, okay? So when you're doing these different kinds of posts, you can go in and create a Google document and you can type the post up in here. This is really, really helpful when you are going to be repurposing content or you want to schedule it out for the future. Some people get overwhelmed by this in between step. Okay. So I don't want you to feel like you have to do this, but it can be very helpful for those of you who want to be effectual with your social media posts instead of just like randomly like, yeah, let me slap a quote up or let's go over here and I hope I make money from my social media someday. Okay. But if this part overwhelms you, skip the content categories and go straight to the place where you're going to be scheduling your posts. Okay. Now, on my social media, I have also figured that with each one, okay, so I have like a content web. So for each post that I do, okay, if it's a really big value-based post, okay, so I'll call this my content web. I have no idea if this is what other people call it. So each time I do a post, it's going to my Facebook personal, Facebook page, Facebook groups, depending on what my Facebook groups are. I have an Instagram, and then I have an Instagram stories, and then I have a YouTube, and then I have a blog, and then I have Pinterest. Now, if you are just getting started and you're going, oh my God, oh, I want you to pick the 1 or 2 places that you want to focus on that have the highest return. Okay, because I don't expect everyone to get started and, be a master on each one of these different social channels. So, for example, if you are posting content, one simple hack, by the way, is you can link your Instagram to your Facebook page so that you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So that way it'll post to your Instagram and then it'll post directly to your Facebook page. So you don't have to worry about, oh man, like I gotta remember this and that. But here's the app, by the way. The app is called, Tailwind. Tailwind. Now there's lots of different, there are a lot of different apps out there that are used for Instagram posting. You'll see like Planoly. There's a couple other ones. But as far as I know, the Tailwind app is one of the ones on the forefront and one of the only ones that doesn't require you to have to push a button on the post in order for it to go. Super annoying. People don't see if you forget to what they call a push thing. So you can schedule the post, but then if you don't see the notification and then hit it on your phone, it's not gonna post. So if you do it on Tailwind though, you can go in here, okay? And if you don't know how to link your, yay, look at that. Tailwind can now automatically post to Instagram for business accounts. Weehaw! If you haven't yet already, go into your settings on Instagram and link your Instagram to your Facebook business page. Okay. If you don't have a Facebook business page right now, that is okay. It's really easy and simple to create one. I think the training is here in the group. Let me know, because we're going to be unpacking the rest of this training for the rest of this month inside of What the Tech. Okay, so for this month, we are just specifically focusing on this one big training, which is coming up with your content calendar, coming up with your marketing strategy, and getting your content posted. Okay, and getting results from your content so that even if something comes up, even if you get sick, even if you have a life crisis, your business should still be going. Your online presence should still be going because you've scheduled your content in advance. Okay, so that way your presence isn't, dependent on whether or not you feel like posting or, whatever. Okay. All right. So now to the actual posting of the content. If you have it linked, I recommend posting right here through the publisher on Tailwind. And again, Tailwind is an app that is available inside of the Business Resource Vault. They do have a free trial, which is really awesome. And then you can even upgrade if you want to. Okay. So all you will do is you can go to the publisher. Excuse me. So you can see that I can also post to Pinterest, by the way, really cool. So I can go to the publisher, go to drafts. Okay. Switch your Instagram account to a business account. Sure, let's do that. I think I already did. Success executing business discover jobs. I think I did. Well, we'll just hit skip for now. Oh, skip it. I want to skip. Okay. So, when you are posting your content, what you're probably going to want to find then is either photos that you have or content that you have that you're going to be using, or I recommend going on Unsplash. Unsplash is also listed inside of the Business Resource Vault, or you can go inside of Canva, upgrade your account to a professional. I think it's $10 a month. You get photos that you can't find anywhere else inside of Canva. So if you're looking for professional photos for your posts, which I do recommend, you can take the free route, which is Unsplash. Okay. You can create, so as you can see, I have different collections. These are not my collections. Okay, so as you can see, I have different collections for different parts of my brands and stuff and clients that we work with. So I would recommend going through, spending a little bit of time picking out the content that you want to add, like some photos that work with the topics that you're going to be talking about. So that's why one of the first things you have to figure out is, okay, what am I even going to be talking about? Okay, once you know what you're going to be talking about, then you can go pick out the photos and the posts that relate to that. If you don't want to take your own photos, you don't have to. You can come onto Unsplash and find them. You can find beautiful motivational quotes right inside of here. So if you want to post inspiration to your page, you can totally do that. You can come in here and use that. Another one is the Canva, the Photos app. So if you want to upgrade, you can use Canva for photos. I think it's like $10 a month. Which is really cheap. I used to have a membership. So like 7, 8 years ago, before Canva and Unsplash was popular, you had to pay a massive amount. It was like $15 to $50 per photo, or it was $200 a month for a stock photo membership. So $200, $10 a month. You guys are lucky if you're just starting business now. So you can like find any images that you want to talk about in whatever category it is. That is your area, whether it's health and wellness. Maybe you have food. Maybe you're talking about CBD. Maybe you're talking about marketing or inspiration. Whatever your content cocktail is, you can find photos related to that somewhere, in Canva, on Unsplash, whatever. One of the easiest ways that you can save your photos, by the way, so let's say that this adorable photo is something that you want to go with. What you can do is you can add it to a folder, okay, and you can say like posts, okay? So that way, when you go here into Canva, any of those ones that you have added, there you go. You can put that in there like this. This is adorable. So cute. So I can add this to a folder. I can search for it. So I'm going to go ahead and add my post into there. Perfect. Now on the flip side, if you're here inside of Unsplash, you can go ahead and say collect, and you could start a new collection, and you could name the collection like March, April, May posts. Okay, and then you can go ahead and create the collection. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, so whether you want to do a month to month, whether you want to use this to figure out what you're going to post for the week, I recommend having an idea for what you want to post over, like what your 90-day goal is. Then I recommend having an idea for your monthly posts, and then deciding whether you want to schedule the majority of your content. Okay, so probably 80 to 90% of your content is going to be pre-scheduled. And then all you have to do is show up on those days when you have a live, or when you have, a spontaneous post that you want to do. Great, you can pop in there, but you can know that your influence is still building, even if, you're taking a break. Now, the whole process with this, if this is the first time that you're doing this, getting your content strategy down on paper might take a little bit of time, maybe like 30 minutes to an hour. The actual post scheduling, if you schedule posts in advance for a whole month, might take you between 1 and 4 hours. If you're scheduling posts out for the week, that might take you between 20 minutes and 1 hour, depending on how fast you go. I can schedule my posts out for the week, including like my group posts, showing up in my Facebook groups, all that kind of stuff. I do that. I'll just show you. So for example, one of the one of the groups that I have is called the High Life Experience. Now, this is a product education and connection group dedicated to sharing about some of the products with the company that I've partnered with. Okay, so our like opportunities, stuff like that. I can schedule posts out for my group. This is also something you can hire someone to do. I have to do that from the particular group. Okay, that's a little bit of extra time. So you would just simply schedule that. So if you know that, okay, this is what I want to have done this week in this group, awesome. If you have a course where you're using groups, you can schedule all the content to like drip out in advance. Super easy to do. The content that you're going to be scheduling with a scheduling app would be used via Tailwind. Or if you don't have an Instagram and you want to post right to your page, you can schedule posts in advance. You can't schedule to your personal page, but you can schedule to your public page. Okay, so if you have an Instagram and you want to link that to your Facebook page, I recommend Tailwind. Okay, so native scheduler, you're going to have to do right inside of the group if you're running a Facebook group. If you are scheduling content on your page, but you have an Instagram, you'll want to use Tailwind. If you are just getting started and you want the simplest way possible, you can go ahead in here and schedule content right here from your page. So for example, some of the things that I like, life is, okay, so where was that one quote? Stay close to people who feel like sunshine. Okay, that's a great quote. So part of my whole signature content cocktail is providing inspiration to people, right? So what I can do is, now that I have this done, I can go to, okay, so it's wanting me to go to a different page. That's new. That's new. Let's go see where it's taken me. Okay. I see it's on publishing tools. Very interesting. Okay. So now I will show you the two places that you can schedule posts onto Facebook. So right on the top of your page, there's a new spot apparently where when you're typing this in, let's see, publishing tools. Okay, so publishing tools, or you can go to www.facebook.com. I think it's Creator Studio. Let me see what the address is. I think it's hilarious that Facebook and YouTube are at such a war that they named their studio over just kind of a subtle jab at YouTube, because YouTube has a Creator Studio, and so Facebook did that. Okay, look at this. Now watch this. So right inside of here, this is the business.facebook.com/creator studio. Okay. This is super cool. So I can go in here and I can schedule my content out. I can manage my inbox. I can manage multiple pages. So as you can see, because of my business here, we do manage multiple pages. So I have 21 pages in total. So whether I want to look at the pages that are my personal ones, or I want to look at my clients, I can do this all right from here. Okay, so let's see here. Where's Sarah Michaels? Okay, all right. So now this is where I'm able to schedule things out. Okay, so if I want to go in and find some quotes. All right, so let's say difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. Let's say I'm going to put that. Okay, so now one thing I can do is if I click the drop down arrow there, I can click on, and I like to add emojis, so I'm going to do the peace sign. Okay, so I can click on schedule. Now I can have this scheduled for tomorrow. I like to schedule my posts for like 11 a.m. just because it's so cute. So I'm going to schedule that for tomorrow. Awesome. Okay. Now, another thing I can do, since I know that this week's content, I'm going to be talking about creating a content calendar for your business. I'm going to go ahead and pick out some of these images that are relating to a content calendar. Okay, so I like this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and download this image. Okay, so I'm going to download it to, now keep in mind, I'm going to download it to the posts. Okay, so I'm going to download it here to, let's say, topic number, I'm just going to download it for now. I'm just going to say content calendar because this isn't my actual, it's not my actual thing. I'm going to go ahead like this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and I'm just kind of showing you over the shoulder. So now that you know what it is that I'm doing, I'm working from my calendar. Okay, so Tuesdays are the day that I want to talk about what I'm doing, and I'm going to do a sprinkle, an invitation to my What the Tech. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to post to Sarah Michaels, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, this is all right from the Creator Studio. So you can see the different options that you have in here. You can do like multimedia, you can share a photo. It's pretty cool. So I want to do, I'm going to post that one. Okay. Do you want to learn how to get all right, and now I'm going to go ahead and find, I'm going to say posts, content categories, content for your business and brand. What if you knew exactly what to post and when, so you didn't have to guess? Join me inside What the Tech as we unpack this training for the month of March. I'll be going live tomorrow inside a private space to answer questions, as well as posting my complete tutorial on how I schedule content with the tech and setup tutorial. Want in? If you haven't already, activate your $7 trial for 30 days and get the training and get instant access. Okay, so as you can see, so I'm going to say here, point right, and then I'm going to add that little emoji thing right there, and then I'm going to link to www.whatthetechvip.com. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead. So as you can see, when I'm posting, nice hair, when I am posting this content, I'm doing it in relation to the big picture idea that I have set for my brand and my business, which is Wednesdays, I'm doing What the Tech training. Okay. So on Tuesdays, that's the day I'm going to do a little sprinkle and an invitation to join What the Tech. Okay. So if how you would translate this to your business is maybe on Tuesdays, you are going to share a little bit about and give some kind of like, I don't know, a value tip, a testimonial. Okay. One of the reasons I was able to 5x my income in 1 year was getting intentional about my business and strategic with what and how I was posting on social media. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go like this. Okay. And I'm going to say, who is this for? Anyone who's burnt out with no idea what to post. Person who has only a certain amount of time. Okay. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead. So as you can see, as I'm writing this post, I'm integrating who I'm talking to, what my offer is, and so as you can see, I've already created my irresistible opt-in offer. Okay. So one of the things that I have is this course and this membership. And I'm not doing a bunch of big, fancy, flashy marketing out there because I believe that the content of this membership is going to speak for itself. And so I want to connect with real people and grow it in like a very organic way almost. And so that's why I'm doing it this way. So I'm going to just go down here and I'm going to go ahead and click on schedule. I'm going to schedule it for Tuesday, okay? Because I'm saying I'm doing a training tomorrow. So I'm going to schedule this for Tuesday at 11. You guys know 11 a.m. And I'm going to click on schedule. So now, boom, my post for tomorrow is done. That is super exciting. I'm also going to figure out how I can repurpose my content, okay, because I just shared my blog post here. So as you can see on my content calendar, or if you remember, I closed it down, but on my content calendar, one of the things that I'm talking about is building the education and immersion. So at least one time per week, I'm doing an education-based post, meaning I'm doing a blog post. So this morning, I went and I did a live video onto my Facebook page. I took the live video and I embedded it into a blog post, and then I shared the link to the blog post on my public page and on my personal page. And because of that, because of that, it actually grew my group. I had 3 people request to join just this morning already, which that might not seem like a lot to some people, but I'm just getting started with this. And maybe to some, you're like, what? 3 people? I don't know where you're at. But so yeah, so that's how I did that this morning. And now another thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in here. Okay. So, as you all know, I'm very passionate about health, and CBD has been one of the things I've been using. You know what? I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say my CBD journey plus what brand of CBD oil I use now and why. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on save. Okay, so now what I can do is I can boost this post. Okay, so this will be in a separate thing, but now what I'm gonna go in and do, so every single week, if I have a popular post, I'm boosting that content. I'm targeting the people, I'm targeting my ideal audience, I'm boosting my content, I'm growing my influence and I'm doing it in a very, very, very strategic way. Okay, so this is what I did. This is how I did the live video this morning, which I then shared to my personal page. I did a watch party. My days when I post educational content, it takes me a little bit longer, but the value is higher. Okay, so I want you to do at least one value-based post per week, ideally, like to make the biggest impact and figure out how to use that. But then just figure out how to set up and structure your social media so you're getting things posted. You're talking about, at the end of the day, you want to be showing up and getting in front of the people with what it is that you know. So what is it that you know? What are you passionate about? What can you educate them on? How can you help them? How can you share your story in a meaningful, impactful way that's also going to help you grow your income? Right? How can you share your skills and provide value and start the process of getting these people into your client ascension process, or just taking that first step to connecting with you, getting to know you before they get into your business, and whatever service it is that you have to book. This goes for any industry, any niche, any industry. I don't care if you're in network marketing, if you're in a service-based business, a brick and mortar business, because I've done it all. Okay, except for brick and mortar. I have not yet done brick and mortar business. I've worked with brick and mortar businesses though. I've grown their businesses online. But for me personally, I'm a traditional entrepreneur. I own a marketing agency and website design studio. I do one-on-one services. Okay, I act as a personal influencer. I have my own brand, my own courses, that kind of thing. So I'm a digital creator. I also have partnered with a company in, the MLM network marketing industry. And so I'm building that arena. So I have a lot of different facets that are a part of my brand. And I figured out how to make them all come together online and use my social media strategy in a way that aligns with who I am. Okay. So I hope that I hope that you're finding this somewhat useful, that you kind of have a good idea of how to structure it all, what to do next. Do the Spark Accelerator workbook. And then if you have specific questions on like the different areas, or maybe you want to dive into a specific area, or like how to organize posts or how to do this or that, we can break that down and unpack that this month, as this is what we're going to be talking about. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video and inside of our membership, What the Tech, if you have any questions. Bye.